What's going on, everybody? Fall in, at attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast, brought to you by Hurrdat Sports Network, and of course the folks over at the Real Husker Army 2024 Facebook fan page. Go check them out. Become a member. Great group of folks. Man, I am your host, Bryan Knutzen. With me, as always, our other host, Mr. Kenny Cheatham, a.k.a. KC, former Husker wide receiver. And, of course, our recruiting guru, Mr. Matt Sass, a.k.a. Herbie_Husker 15. All right, just before we get into the game, only one plug to do today, gentlemen, and that's, of course, our merch. If y'all ain't seen it yet, y'all ain't got it yet, please go check it out. You get hurrdatsports.com. Go check it out. Go to the merch icon or pop-down window, whatever it is. You see what we got there. We got shirts, hats, beanies, tumblers, coffee mugs. The shirts and hats, and I'm pretty sure the beanies as well, black is not the only color they come in. So what you see in there is not the only color or design they come in. Plenty of choices of colors, a couple other designs you can choose from as well. Go check that out, hurrdatsports.com. Click on the merch icon or pop-down window. Find the Husker Army merch. Give us a look. Buy some up. Become enlisted. We'll make you a personalized graphic as being enlisted with the Husker Army as well. Just as long as you tag us in the photo of you with the merch. That's the only stipulation there. But definitely go check that out. Matt's got a shirt. I've got a shirt. Kenny, you've got yourself a hat. I mean, it's good material. The shirts are awesome. The tumblers look great. The mugs look great. And
yeah, they're phenomenal.
It is. I mean, I was worried about the material they might use or whatever. And no, it was about spot on for me. It was almost like sorry, Kenny, it's almost like Adidas shirt material. I knew I'd get that reaction. All you gotta do is bring up Adidas around Kenny.
Just give me Fanatics. Just give me Fanatics.
I'm the same way. I love Fanatics.
Fanatics is great.
Anything from them.
Coliseum's not bad either. Coliseum's got some pretty decent stuff here and there.
Yeah, never been a huge fan, but
like that one, Fanatics, or wherever it's at. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But get that Husker Army pod.
You got it. Gotta get yourself some Husker Army merch.
You just gotta take that into an embroidery shop. They'll put HAP right on it.
Yeah, see, there you go. Oh, you can customize it. I don't care.
There it is.
All right, definitely go check it out. Like I said, hurrdatsports.com. Click on that merch pop-down window or icon, whichever it is. Check out our merch. Go ahead and buy some, tag us, become enlisted. So, let's get right to it, gentlemen. All right, we got to talk about another win. Huskers are 3-0 in non-conference play. This is the first time we're 2-0 to 3-0 since 2016. And look, they took care of business. 34-3. It's nothing you're going to write home about in that second half again. But, I mean, at the same time, look, it wasn't the perfect game. But this was the game to have to not have that perfect game. In my opinion. Just my opinion there. If you're going to have a game where you still need to iron out some kinks, you got some shit that you still need to work out, this was the game and the opponent to have it. And in my opinion, these guys looked a little tougher than Colorado. So, I mean, what do you think, Kenny? Did they just, was it one of those things where if you're going to have that tough game where you still iron shit out, this is the type of opponent to have?
Yeah, they didn't come in to lay down. No. They definitely didn't come in to lay down. And what was obvious between this game and last game, you guys forgive me when I'm rocking because I always try to adjust in this chair, was the difference between Nebraska versus Colorado, which was their offensive line. Their offensive line was pretty good.
Yep.
You can tell by where the running backs were by the time our defensive players were touching them. They were down the field. He had time in the pocket. Last week, they didn't have time in the pocket. They couldn't run the ball. We were on their necks from the very first play. So you can see teams, like I said, Colorado's an okay team. But this team, if, like I said, if they had some more horses and our offense didn't score, we would have had problems. But they were a good team, man. I watched the game and was like, okay. It's almost like, and I hate talking about Colorado, it's like when they played North Dakota State. You were like, that's a good football team. Northern Iowa was a good football team.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't let the game and the score fool you. We just scored quickly on them, but they're a good football team.
Yeah, they reminded me of the Big Ten team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Like, you want to know what team they reminded me the most of? Rutgers.
I saw them more like
I thought Rutgers. Like, they want ground and pound, wear you out, take away the ball, keep it away from our offense, which, unfortunately, last year, that worked. This year, we can strike fast. It's Dylan, he doesn't miss. I mean, what? I think he had 11 completions in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
At one point,
he went 11
it's like,
straight.
oh, hell yeah. I mean, I was there. It was loud. Probably not as loud as last week, of course, but it was loud. And just the environment, everything. It's just everything is different.
Yeah. I love it, Kenny. I love the zoom in. That was perfect.
That's a surprise.
Perfect. Good timing.
He did this.
Wow. See, this is why people got to go on YouTube and watch us. By the way, like and subscribe to the channel. Kenny, I did it again. I forgot at the beginning, man.
But you got it in, brother.
I got it in there.
Put it up on the main board.
One of these times, I'm just going to make the damn graphic. Just pop it up in there while we record. That way they see it, they hear it. Cool. Awesome. But yeah, like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Make it scroll down the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
but no,
there.
man, I agree. I saw them more as a Northwestern, like I said, a team that, you know, every year you watch Northwestern, there's no one that really just stands out on their squad. But you know who's coming to play every year. It's the hard hat. You know, they might not have the most explosive athletes, but you're going to be in for a dogfight during the game. And that's what they reminded me of, like I said, a Big Ten team, but it was more of a Northwestern. And they were a good team, man. You know, you watched it. You wish we could have done more second half wise, but you would say, like I said, if they had horses, the way they were controlling that ball, we would have been a problem. It would have been a problem for us. And fortunately, we can score a little bit this year from what we've been shown so far. And so we haven't had that real test yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We need to face a good defense, a good defense.
Yes.
Well, Illinois is no slouch. I mean, they're a pretty good defensive squad.
Yeah, they did a good job keeping Kansas in check.
Yeah, I mean, I still think we got the horses to pick them apart. Thank you, Dylan, yet again. But and our receivers, I mean, our receivers, they just keep impressing me. But when a game gets ugly, is Satterfield going to stick to the run?
Well, I'll tell you what, he did.
That's what's kind of scaring me right now.
He leaned on the pass in this game.
Yeah, that's how Rule wants to play. He wants to power the rock right down the field, and it's just, I mean, we are not running the ball.
That game, no. The first two games, in my opinion, we ran the ball just fine. I mean, granted, nobody broke over 100 yards, but that's because we ended up with, Jesus, through those two games, probably 10 different running backs that touched the ball. Right. So nobody having over 100 yards, that didn't bother me one bit. It was the fact that everybody was just contributing all the way across the board. Now, this game, I will say, they had a little trouble getting it going, minus Emmett Johnson's great 30-some yard breakaway for a touchdown. Man, great vision. Kenny, you and I were texting right after that. Yep. We were like, man, that's why we praise this young man. We know he's got it in him. We know he's got it in him.
He broke one loose once, too.
Yes,
and that was really good. Like,
Dowdell's just looking really good each week. He's looking better.
Yeah, I mean, he's starting to look like our number one, and almost not even close.
I mean, the ball security.
Him, Ramir.
Oh yeah, especially Ramir catching it out of the backfield, like you said last week, Kenny. Swiss Army knife. That's exactly what he is.
Mm-hmm. He goes.
But yeah,
Yeah, he goes. Ramir catches it. I think the first run he did well at catching the ball. He's the Swiss Army knife. But how do you pronounce the one kid's name with the D, the starter?
Dante Dowdell.
Dowdell.
Yep.
He's been running hard, and he's
Very.
been running and running the ball with bad intention. So he's looking
That's what
for
I like.
the physical contact. So he's been looking good, man. I mean, and
Yeah.
going back to what Matt said, offensively, I don't think we really know what we have yet.
I don't either.
And the reason I say that is because we haven't been tested. We haven't had the pressure. Raiola's hasn't been in the fire yet.
No.
Until we get that, then we'll have an idea of what we have better as fans and podcasters offensively and what this team can potentially do. But when he's sitting back there in the pocket, go around one person, and he's able to play pitch and catch, we can't really see the full picture. Or when the first couple games when they're able to run the ball, we can't see the full picture. Now, this week we saw a little bit of picture with the running, but then we threw the ball up quite a bit because we saw we can exploit them there. So this week will be a test game to see where we're at. Litmus test to see where we're at so far. So, hopefully they put it together.
I mean, to me, offense looked great. I mean, I believe they showed a graphic. We've scored on our first drive of each of the first 3 games now. Mm-hmm. Damn near kept the streak alive of scoring before the end of each first half. If it wasn't for, I think Raiola slipped on that one. Is that the one he slipped on, throw. Matt?
So. Yeah. I believe. No, I think that was the third quarter.
I was going to say, I think that was later in the game. I can't remember now which one it was. We didn't get it. Oh, God, no. I can't remember which one it was now. It's just not. It was one of those games, I've got to say, where I'm just happy it's over. It's a win. Non-conference play's done. Nothing that was really flashy to me other than a couple big plays by Raiola and the big run by Emmett. The defense was a little bit sluggish. They bent but didn't break. They slammed the door shut on him with the interception inside the red zone. It was one of those where I think still riding a little high and maybe a little bit of a hangover from last Saturday, just a tad as far as motivation went inside of them. Not on the outside, obviously, but just on the inside, maybe still a tad bit drained from everything they gave last week. And just, they got enough to get it done. And like I said, you look at the score, 34-3, almost any school, any fan base would look at that and be like, oh, geez, that wasn't even close. Well, to us, we're like, well, it could have been better. I don't want to be that guy, but it was. But we did get second half points. And Kenny, 2 field goals, both made by Alvano. How about it?
Yay!
He got the 2 thumbs up. You know what? Tristan Alvano, if you ever watch this, you're going to realize how much that should mean to you that you got 2 thumbs up from Kenny Cheatham. I'm just saying.
Well, we had good snaps, too.
Very.
I mean, the rule said that he opened up the long snapping competition. I mean, I don't see that being a very difficult job. Did you have to just snap the fucking ball?
Yeah.
I mean, just that's my opinion. I'm sure it's so much harder than that. I'm sure it's way harder, and then worry about blocking somebody. But just fucking snap the ball to a spot. Come on, I could practice. I mean, how much practice can you do? Here, I'm going to put an X on a wall and fucking try and hit it.
Now, have we been having, I may not have noticed, have we been having snapping issues?
Yes.
Bit. On field goals, yes.
Well, I mean, we had a 3-year starter last year. Yeah. So, of course, we didn't have any snapping issues. Now, this year, we have a brand new long snapper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, yes, there's been issues.
Yeah. And they're pretty fairly obvious, too, in those first 2 games. That was for sure.
Because I'm just looking at the kicker to see how his little leg kicks the ball to see where the ball is going. So I'll give him a little pass then if we've been having long snapper issues.
Yeah, there've been a little bit of snapping issues.
That's timing. The holder getting and turning the ball, positioning right. So, all right, you get a hall pass this week, buddy. and you made them. So,
Yeah, you never missed. Thank God.
2 thumbs up and a stamp of approval from Kenny Cheatham for kickers this week. All right.
Yeah. Special teams in general was, I thought, a lot better.
Much better. Much better.
I mean, I'd still like to see some good returns and stuff, but
I'd also like to see more
it's coming, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to see more kicks into the end zone. I'm starting to notice that. Is he doing it on purpose, kicking those within the 10 to the goal line?
It could be. They might be trying with the whole new rule to have them fair catch it or whatever that new thing they do. I don't know. I'm one for the returns. I like the old way. You either go to catch it, it bounce, the other team can get it. None of this, I wave because it's here. No, you catch the ball and you return it. Point blank, period. All other stuff is, I don't get it, but whatever. Kick the ball, catch it, run straight, make a move, go.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, we talked about it. Might as well show up his stats here. Of course, he had another great game, in my opinion. Raiola right there, 17 of 23 for 247 yards, averaging damn near 11 yards a throw, 2 touchdowns. Finally had that interception. And I'll be honest, this was the game I said to numerous people. He needs to have an interception in this game. This would be the game to have one at the right time, with the score being what it was. It was perfect. He needed to have that to know that he can't all the time just go for that deep ball. Now, granted, look, should have, in my opinion, should have caught it. Should have caught that. So, but he had a great night. That interception didn't really hurt. Look, a QBR of 91.9, not to mention, I believe they showed a graphic stat that he's been, I think, over 70%. I think over 70% throwing in all 3 games now so far. So if you go back in history and look at Nebraska quarterbacks, I don't know if you're going to find
the first true freshman quarterback to have 70% completion in non-conference play since 2008.
Jesus.
So
who was it in 2008?
That's what I'm trying to think of now.
Jameis Winston, maybe? I'm not sure. So.
Oh, in college, period. You're saying.
Just in college. Just in college. Through your first 3 games as a freshman. Okay, well.
I think he's been playing. I mean, here's my honest take. I think he's been playing well. He's been in position to only have to manage.
Yes.
He hasn't been in position to where he has to go out there and win it. There's a big difference.
Yeah, and be Superman.
Yeah,
but he is Superman.
with the time he's had and being able to work on things and the way our line's been playing and protecting him, and the way we ran the ball the first couple games, he's been able to manage, which is good. So that's just a confidence builder, which only leads to better things. So, like I said, I don't put the pressure on the kid and look at him and say, oh, I just say, okay, get better. He's getting more comfortable. But when you have we're getting into the conference now. Yep. So when you have those animals coming at you, that when you line up and it's 11 dudes from Ohio State that can go get it.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And
big.
When there's a difference when there's 11 dudes on another team that can go get it. And I will tell you the game when you saw that, it's old Nebraska football, but the game that made me say, that's what I remember. And you guys are going to remember this game. But this one made me sick to my stomach. It was the second year under Scott Frost, Ohio State and Lincoln. That night game.
Dude, is that the one that was well over by like the end of the first quarter?
Yeah.
What was it, 28-0?
No. It was something crazy.
It was bad.
But that's the one when you look and say, that's what it looks like when you have guys that can go get it. So my whole point is, if you have guys coming at him that can go get it, that's when we need to see you respond. That's where we want to see you show us what you can do. I mean, because I expect him to just have a great year, a good year. Like I said, I'm not going to put that big ceiling on him. I just want him to get better and going into next year, be even better. So, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and for me, I think what actually impressed me in this one, it was just one play, and that's when the rush end was coming in off that left side, his right side, free, untouched, made a little bit of a move, made a miss because he should have been dead to rights. He should have been down. Probably anybody else of a better caliber of team may have had him down, but getting away from that, then keeping his eyes downfield when he had at least 8 yards or more of wide open field ahead of him, keeping his eyes downfield and finding that receiver that was just wide open, nobody around.
Is that the one he threw to the left?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. He's going through his progressions, not to mention the touchdown pass he had over the middle. I think it was Carter Nelson.
Yeah, it's first one.
Looking the defenders off to the left the entire time, and at the last second, knowing Nelson's going to be over that middle, fires it right over. He never even looked at Carter until it was time to throw. So that just shows, to me, maturity. He takes the time in the game film room, like they said during the game. Growing up, he has his own game room, game film room in his house. Dominic and his wife have had that for him for a long time. They personally had one made for him. So this young man spends hours in his own time, in his own room, going over game film. He is completely a student of the game in every sense of the word. So to see that type of maturity, that type of, what's the word? Not focus, that type of football IQ, to be able to do that at 19 years old is, I'm all on board. I am just going to say that right now. As far as
that's the scary part too. I mean, he's only played 3 games.
19 years old? Are you kidding me?
I mean, he can only get better.
That's
Wait a minute.
the scary part.
How old is he?
19.
He's a freshman?
Yeah.
True freshman.
Man, how long are these guys in high school for? That's crazy.
No, 18.
Well, I would have been 19 by the time I'd have graduated.
I was 19 when I graduated, but I'm not exactly a rocket science.
Oh,
high school?
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute.
That's what I was.
They hold you dudes back in kindergarten and some shit like that. I'm trying.
I got held back in first grade, but that's for other reasons.
What the fuck is going on?
My dad held me back because he was the youngest. When he was 16 when he graduated high school, and
some people do that for the kids could be in their age. All right, yeah. No, I was 17. That's why I said I was 17 when I hit league.
Yeah, but you were a giant amongst most of the kids you're fucking playing against.
I was 17, man. I was like, what? Some of the dudes were 19, and I'm like, wait a minute. They wouldn't let you play in Arizona. They'd be like,
Kenny, you've seen me. I'm just a little guy, dude. Trust me, if I had not been held back, football probably wouldn't have been as much fun for me with the class I would have been in. Those guys were big. I'm sorry, I don't care. I needed to be back with a younger generation, man. One that I looked like I fit into.
That's hilarious.
That's great that you're 19 in high school?
Wait a minute. What's going on?
I mean, come on, man. I was 16 as a freshman.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
So I was the second oldest person in our graduating class.
I just turned 14 as a freshman.
Oh my God. I don't know if we'd have survived at 14 as freshmen in this town.
I just turned 14 that August, man.
Oh my God. Dude, that is so crazy to think about how different school can be from just a quick generation to the next. That is crazy. All right, well, we brought it up. We brought up the running backs and everything. As far as the stats, that's receiving. Let me get the right one. Guess what I did? I put up 2 of the same damn one. So here's what I'll do. Sorry to the individuals on the team because we're not going to have it up there. But far as rushing goes, we still had 142 yards on the ground. Again, nobody over 100 yards. I think Dowdell was around 55 or so. I think Emmett had 50 because of that big run he had. So, look, we're getting the production out of our running backs, and it's like we said, Dowdell's looking like the clear-cut number one right now. Then probably Ramir. Then it's looking like Emmett. Then Irvin. But they all still got to play last night. That's the other thing. It's Rule is not allowing any one of them to really settle in. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean settle in as in they can be complacent in being the number one running back. There is constant work going on every day.
That's fresh legs too.
Oh, so fresh.
So, that's the great part. I mean, like, a lot of people say, like, well, if you have two, you don't have one.
Yeah.
Type of stuff like that. But, I mean, running back? I mean, it's got to be pretty nice to, I would think, to have. You're going to have fresh legs the whole game. Not to get the right offensive line and just bully people around. Good luck.
Yeah, Kenny, that's what you guys were used to back in the day. I mean, you had a stable of running backs. If not for Lawrence Phillips, I mean, it would have been that running back by committee because all those guys, Damon Benning, Clinton Childs, Amon Green, all those guys could have started at any big college in the country, and they stayed here. And Lawrence Phillips, if not for being the cat that he was, dude, those guys may not have had the big yardage years they had because they would have been splitting a lot of time. But that's what you saw back in the day, Kenny, was those legs staying fresh all game long.
And being able to wear people down with a fresh pair of legs, and dominating up front. When you have that going on the entire game, it's demoralizing to a defensive team. When you know they're bringing in the next cat and he's just as good as the previous guy. that's a scary thing to know. You know, as a defender, I had to tackle this dude. Now I got to tackle someone coming in with fresh legs, who's good as well. I mean, at some point, you're not going to want to keep tackling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sorry. I obviously got interrupted.
We got a cameo.
Yeah, this is my middle son, Fletcher.
What's up, Fletcher?
Say hi.
Close enough, dude. Close enough.
All right, well, go back in the living room. Shut the door on your way out.
As a parent myself, I'll tell you right now, that's close enough to a hi. That's close enough. I know. But yeah, as far as running backs, I mean, I'm not worried about that stable whatsoever. I mean, as long as they stay healthy and everything, knock on wood. And yeah, and that's another thing that's really helping us out right now so far is the lack of injuries. So, I mean, granted, we've got some bumps and bruises here and there. Jamari Butler stayed out of the game. He was just a little bit banged up.
I think it was just precautionary.
Yeah, Rule said he was suited up and he said he could go, but Rule was like, let's hold off.
We just didn't need him.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's precautionary for the rest of the season, but it's also, well, this is our clear-cut number one. Well, let's get somebody else in there. I mean, we're rotating. There's so many different guys. I mean, James Williams,
Van Poppel in there.
I mean, Van Poppel. I mean,
Princewell.
Yeah, Princewell, Lenhart.
You could put Sherman on the end.
Yeah, I mean, Maverick Noonan. I mean, we have a wealth of riches.
Exactly. We're talking about depth. I mean, the fact that we just named that many guys that could play that position or more. We haven't had this luxury in so long.
Yeah, that hit by Princewell.
Huh.
Dude, I
wish I could pronounce his last name. Like
Uman Lamilin or something like that. I don't know. I wish we had his brother. I still do.
Where's he at?
Florida.
Yeah. Ooh, they're having
They're not
a rough time.
They are, but his brother's a beast.
Would he be thinking of transferring?
I think it's his last year. I think he's a senior.
Damn it.
So.
Damn. Well, we tried.
Yeah. Oh, we did. I think he started with Rule at Baylor. I could be mistaken, but
wow.
So he's damn near like a 9-year guy, like that cat in Miami.
Yeah, 6 years. Thanks, COVID. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you gave a lot of things to a lot of young men, especially those ones that would have been out just before the NIL.
Yeah, be happy because for COVID. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Benhart, Gifford would be gone. What? Ty Robinson would be gone.
Hutmacher would be gone.
No, he's 5th year.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But Robinson, he'd be gone, and that'd be a big blow.
Yes, it would be. We saw. I'm telling you right now, Ty Robinson is. I don't know what's going on with Hutmacher, but Robinson's getting in there a hell of a lot more. Granted, we didn't have a whole lot of pressure in that game, which that kind of concerned me. But at the same time, when I went back and looked at it, really through the lens, it was, man, he got rid of that damn ball quick. He did not hold on to that ball. He had
we were pretty much only rushing 3 or 4 every play.
He had a great internal clock. I'll give that quarterback that because he knew when to get rid of that damn thing. He wasn't going to get leveled, which he took some hits, but let me take a look at those stats again. I don't think it shows.
He was efficient.
Sacks.
He was very efficient. Yeah, the 0 sacks in the game.
Wow,
0 sacks.
That is amazing to me.
Yeah, we almost never blitzed.
Okay, that's amazing to me.
And Butler's not out there.
And defensively, looking at the stats, I mean, they only allowed just over 300 total yards anyway. I mean, holy hell. But they did allow 18 first downs. Like you said, Matt, it seemed like they couldn't get off the field. They had that over 10-minute drive when they first had the ball, UNI did. And you look at the time of possession, just over 38 minutes for them and just under 22 for us. We talked about that last week. You gotta be able to hold on to that ball. You gotta be able to drain that clock. And they came in with a hell of a game plan, and that was keep the ball away from our offense. It's just thank God we've got an offense now. When they do have the ball, they can score almost at will.
Yeah, and we take shots. I mean, we're not afraid to throw the ball deep. Like I think they only put up one in the air of more than probably 30 yards. So they went incomplete, but they didn't really have a big, huge yardage plays. It was just consistent, just over and over. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yes.
It's just it's so aggravating to watch. I had to watch my Colts do just over and over and over today.
Oh.
So.
Damn.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah, Kenny, you're talking to just as big of a Colt fan there as he is a Husker fan. That's for damn sure.
No, I'm a way bigger Husker fan.
I don't know. Hey, being a
trust me, I am. I have 3 Husker tattoos and I have 0 Colts. So, just saying.
All right. So I stand corrected on that one. All right.
Hey, Peyton said it the best. Idiot kicker. I'm gonna let that sit right there.
Hey, was Pat McAfee with the Colts when Manning was there?
Yep.
Oh, God.
I love McAfee. That dude cracks me up. He's the
only reason to watch game day now. He's the only reason to watch college game day now.
No, I ain't watching for Desmond.
No. Who, by the way, had to eat his words. It was great that he had to actually give us credit Saturday morning on game day.
Yeah, surprising.
Being the only dickhead on their panel the weekend before that picked Colorado.
He's a clown.
A troll.
Just like Joel Klatt. Joel Klatt loves us. I actually like Joel Klatt. But him picking Colorado to win,
that was
like, really?
Pick.
Come on, you homer.
He picked with his heart on that one. So I do understand
that's what that was, yeah.
But I like Quack. So he's usually open and honest and fair, and he normally doesn't act like a homer. But Clack, come on, bro, that was a homer call. That was a homer call. Hard. That was. I am so happy we proved everyone wrong, though. Nice.
Now the only one I'll say, as far as announcers go, that doesn't stay a homer and by far loves us, that's Brock Heward.
Yeah, Brock likes us.
I loves it here.
And Urban Meyer loves Rule.
I know.
Just loves him. He's he never says the wrong thing. He'll always speak the truth. Whatever he says, he means. And if he doesn't mean it or makes a mistake on something, he punishes himself. It's that's how you're supposed to be as a coach. I love that.
That last Chasing 3 episode, Kenny, when you get to watch it from the Colorado game, it opens up with the coaches doing the workouts and the training and the players being the ones coaching them. This coaching staff ain't messing around, dude. They're willing to put in the work just as much as they want the players to put it in.
You want to try it?
It's tough to get. All right, let's talk about receivers real quick as far as offense goes. And there you go. Once again, I'm starting to sound like a broken record each week. He's spreading it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different receivers got touches. Not to mention the one by Harburg. I mean, Kenny, I think we have 2 Swiss Army knives on the team now because they showed a new little wrinkle and package with Harburg being in there, not just at quarterback, but then at running back, then at receiver or tight end, whichever they had him lined up at. And he produced in all 3 spots. And when he was at quarterback, he ended up going 3 for 3 on his throws anyway, too. So you see that there. Jalen Lloyd had the big one for 59 yards there. But Carter Nelson having 4 for 48, producing already as a freshman. Also having his first touchdown of his career in Lincoln. That had to be amazing. Then you had Emmett Johnson catching 3 for 43. We talked to him. We knew he was going to be a dynamic running back. We knew he had hands. He was looking forward to being a receiving running back just as well. Isaiah Nayor making his contribution again, 2 for 35 with a touchdown. Ja'Cory Barney, 3 for 29. He's coming up. Making sure he gets touches is a great thing to do every single game. You got Ramir Johnson getting 2 for 28. Jamal Banks coming back to the game with 1 for 13. Fedoni getting 2 for 13. And then, like I said, Harburg with his catch for 8 yards was awesome. And Janiram Bonner, that's I think it was a swing screen or whatever it was. He caught that for 5 yards. It didn't go real far, but to see him spreading it around like that each week, that has to drive the opposing defenses and defensive coordinators absolutely out of their minds, because it's not like you can lock down 1 or 2 of the receivers and then he doesn't trust the rest. He trusts everybody. It doesn't matter what your name is on the back of your jersey, what number is on the front. Doesn't care. You're going to get a touch if you're open. As a matter of fact, if you're quick, you're going to get a long ball thrown your way, and you better come down with it, Jalen. Come on. You should have had that. Extend your arms next time. You should have had that. Don't let it get into your body. Kenny, you know damn well what to do on that.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't high point it. Jumped a little bit early. Yes.
Are you talking about the interception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have had that.
When I originally watched that, I was like, how the fuck is this an interception? Doesn't the tie go to the receiver?
The defensive player, when you look at the turn, the defensive player had better possession.
Yeah, correct. And I'm there at the stadium. It's a lot harder because my back is to the big screen. Right. I only got the little TVs in the corners of the stadium. But when I got home when I woke up this morning, I rewatched the game like I do every Saturday, pretty much. I always wake up Sunday morning, rewatch the game real quick before pro football comes on. And then I finally realized, like, oh, shit, he never even had it. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was courting pretty much. elbow locked with the fucking DB, and it's like, God, because I'm losing my mind in the stadium. I'm sure people all around me, little kids, are like, this dude's a psycho. That wasn't that bad though, but that one angered me.
Yeah, that was one. Even when I saw the replay, I was on the fence about it. Unlike you there, Kenny, I was like, I know the defender does have better possession, but damn it, he's got it pinned against his body. Come on, give it to him. But he needs to high point it better. He needs to reach out. He shouldn't have let it get into his body like that. He reaches out, he's got it. It's just
or it's batted away at least.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't. But like I said, I think that's something Raiola needed. I think he needed that. We needed to get that interception out of the way. Otherwise, that would have been a huge talking point going into each game that he hadn't thrown an interception, and it was going to be a huge point once he did. He did it in the third game, got it out of the way. Now we can just let it loose and let him play.
It's funny. So during that play, and once they did rule it an interception, I'm Mr. Comedian, always, Mr. Sarcastic, and I just kind of looked around at everyone, and I was like, "Oh my God, he is human!" Got a nice little chuckle from everybody that was around me that could hear that.
I'm telling you right now, Matt, you ain't the only one, because that's kind of how the announcers made it feel in the broadcast commentary.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't even talk about us, like the Cornhuskers. It's just Dylan Raiola. Well,
but the defense gets their fair share of talk.
They do, but I mean, I don't know. It just...
I think it's just because
it's like Superman's here to save us.
Yeah,
like cool. I'm glad we got Superman, but I mean, they're still role players.
We haven't had this type of quarterback play in forever, and that's what has killed us.
You mean ever?
Numerous. Well, yeah.
Ever. We've never had a quarterback like this.
All right, look. It is. Yeah. All right. Shut up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
When you finally have competent quarterback play, we see what can happen. We see what happens when you don't. And that has been our biggest problem for the longest time. Even when we've had guys like Tommy Armstrong, who I will defend till my dying breath, was one of the toughest and best quarterbacks we've ever had. Especially one of the toughest. I don't give a damn what anyone says. I will stick up for him until the day I die. So even with guys like
who was the last Husker quarterback to be drafted in the first round?
Ooh. Oh, God.
Exactly.
Sue?
Quarterback?
No, quarterback? No. Never.
Yeah, I'm talking quarterback.
Never.
So I don't even... If we have one, we have one. But I can't think of one. Well, I'm telling you right now, Dylan Raiola, he's a round one, a day one draft quarterback.
Yeah.
So barring injury, of course.
Yes.
Barring injury. But, I mean, he's well on his way to being like a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
It's early.
Yeah, if he keeps doing what he's doing, if he keeps doing what he's doing, absolutely, there won't be any doubt about that whatsoever. That's for damn sure. Yep. So, I mean, hey, good thing about this week, guys, is I didn't pull any Husker Twitter. It was late when the game got over. I had to start getting ready for work. So, and there, I didn't. Some people weren't happy. All right, whatever. So I wasn't going to bring. The second half woes again. The penalties, the not putting the points on the board, things like that. I'm just like, good Lord, guys, we're 3-0 for the first time in 8 years. What are you bitching about? There's plenty to be happy about. The coaches will take care of the small shit. How about we just take care of our part, stand behind them, root them on, no matter what. As the fight song says, through all kinds of weather, people. Through all kinds of weather.
But what you're saying right now is that proves one of my points, and this is why I personally at times get upset with Husker Nation. It's we find stuff to complain about even when it's going better, it's going good. And I say that because and it's like reverse. When it's crappy, everybody wants to find something to be cheery about.
Yeah.
Like when I went on my rant about that almost isn't good enough. When everybody's, we were this close. No, that's not acceptable. We're still losers. Yep. But everyone was, no. Okay, now we're 3-0. Enjoy it. Let's hope they keep momentum, and let's have a decent to great year. And like I said, I keep saying it because it was like, we found something. You know why we're in this dump we've been in? Because people found a reason to complain about Bo Pelini.
Yep.
The guy was a 9.5 to 10 win coach.
Yep.
Every year.
Found a reason to complain about Bo Pelini. And then look where we've been since then.
Yep.
So let us build slowly and enjoy it and embrace it, and don't find negatives in anything. You're not the coaches. Only coaches do that, but they're not really negative. They just see what you can improve on. Yeah, we got this, but hey, we can do this a little bit better maybe we get 3 more yards. But just griping about look at big picture. We were up. Maybe there were some things they were trying to work on that second half because they knew they had the game under control, defensively and offensively. Well, let's try this. What does this combination look like on the field when we're in this? It's things you work on sometimes in games when you have it under control. But don't complain about it. We were 3-0. I'm not going to complain, and I'm one of the biggest critics. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
All right.
I'm not complaining. I'm like, yeah, we're 3-0. All right.
The comment a few years ago.
Feels good, right?
Yeah. The comment a few years ago that would always piss me off is everyone's like, oh, but we're the best 3-9 team in the country. Mm-hmm. Sweet. That's like polishing a fucking turd.
That was the worst. That used to piss me off.
It's like,
thank you. It is a stupid argument, but statistically it was true.
I know.
That's the sad part.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if we win every game by 1 point, I'm still happy. If we win every game by 38 points, I'm still happy. If we lose by 1 point, I'm mad. If we get blown out, I'm mad. So what the fuck is the difference? It's polishing a fucking turd.
Right.
And I'm going to say this.
It was ridiculous.
I'm glad that we actually, at this point, now that I'm thinking about it, I am glad that we went 5-7 last year and did not make a bowl game. I'm glad we lost that many games by 3 points or less. Because of what they're doing right now, it's going to make everything look so much better when they do reach that bowl game, or even farther, as I'm hoping for.
I agree, but I always want more practice.
I get it. But what I'm saying is it makes that from year 1 to year 2 jump for Matt Rule and this team look so much more impressive.
Yep.
Had they gone 7, 8, 9 wins last year, and then this year did the same, we wouldn't be talking about the same progression. We wouldn't be talking like we saw massive improvement, even though this is what we'd still be seeing on offense and defense. We wouldn't be saying that.
Well, if we went to a bowl last year, I guarantee Gifford was probably gone. Robinson was probably gone.
Robinson would be gone.
So, I mean, there's quite a few players that they've never won. That was the reason for wanting to come back.
They want that feeling.
Yeah, think about us just getting one more win and making a bowl. Yeah. I mean, our team this year might look 40 times different. It's still good. I still think we'd be good. I mean, I think we could lose Ty Robinson and still be just fine. I truly do. I mean, like he is the engine of our defense, in my honest opinion. But
I'll give you that right now. Robinson is by far He's outshowing Hutmacher.
Yeah,
I swear to God, it is pronounced Hutmacher, right?
As
I know
far
I
as I
hear
know.
everybody say Hutmaker, but I swear to God, when I heard
Wouldn't Maker have a K in it?
I look at it and it's Mocker.
Just saying, it's MACH. So
ER,
I
like
say
Mach
Hutmacher
1.
too.
Yeah, Mach
Yeah.
1. It's MACH. I mean, Hutmacher. So I'm gonna roll with Hutmacher until I'm corrected
Do I
by
need to go
him.
back to fucking English class or something? It's Hutmacher.
It's gotta be. But
That's what it's always been to me.
I've never heard him correct anybody. You'd think at this point he's
I'm sure he doesn't give a shit.
Probably tired of correcting people.
Yeah, he's probably just, you know what, I don't give a shit. I want to play football and bust heads and in the off season go and wrestle. And I mean, they better start getting his name right though before his dad comes and has something to say. Because oh my God, you think Nash the big boy?
No, his dad's a monster.
2 times bigger than him.
His dad's a monster. I saw him at the wrestling match that me and
the Chasing 3 episode. His dad is just a fucking just a beast.
That's the one we were at too. The one against Michigan, the duel against Michigan, and I got to see his dad in person, and holy shit!
His dad looks like he weighs like 400 pounds, and I mean,
and it's solid,
like a solid muscle. Like
he's a bodybuilding looking.
Yeah, and he is.
Oh
he
my God.
is a bodybuilder.
He is.
Like, he is enormous.
He is.
Like, I would not like to run into that dude in a dark alley.
Oh God, you couldn't pass him in an alley.
No, he'd be my best friend.
He'd take up the entire wall to wall in an alley. So I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, he ain't fitting through my doorway.
No,
he's got to turn sideways to get in. Like, Kenny, I don't know if you've seen his dad. Oh my God.
I haven't seen him. He's a big dude, huh?
Yeah, he's a very
huge. Big dude. Watch the Chasing 3 episodes on YouTube, and the wrestling one, and it shows his dad. Oh my God, I'm not kidding. He probably weighs like 400 pounds, solid muscle.
You got to feel sorry for Nash's mom because she's not a big woman. She is not a big woman. So.
And then Nash is Nash is a big boy too. Obviously, you have to do.
So. Oh, that poor woman. That poor woman. God. All right. So, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of flashiness to talk about with this game. I think at this point, Husker fans as a whole, we're just happy that the non-conference play is over. We're past the Colorado game. We're past the two that in glory days we were able to look at and be like, okay, that should be a tune-up game / win. We should get past that. I think as a whole, as a fan base, we're happy where we're at. We're 3-0 for the first time in 8 years. We finished non-conference play undefeated. We'll take that anytime. And now we start conference play. Now it's when things are going to really start to be interesting, when things truly matter. Forget being ranked for the first time since 2019. Yeah,
2016, I think.
I think they had us preseason ranked in 2019.
Oh, I think you're right.
Second year.
Second year.
Yeah, we absolutely did not deserve that. We had showed nothing to have deserved that. So I don't know why that ever happened in the first place. And it only lasted one game anyway. So that didn't matter.
Dunsky, right after
Yeah. One and done. So throw that out. Throw the fact out that it'll be the first time with Illinois being ranked that 2 top 25 teams are playing in Lincoln against each other in over a decade. We could... Getty.
I know. That stat is hard to hear.
It blows your mind.
So
I forget who it was on one of the broadcasts that said if you were to take a time machine and go 50 years into the future, it was Will Compton talking about this. Okay, if you took a time machine, went 50, 100 years into the future, And the first thing you wanted to do, and Will's answer was he's Googling Husker football. That's the first thing he's doing. And if you were to look at those horrible years that we had, you wouldn't be able to believe it. You just would not be able to believe that such a storied program and school could go downhill so much. Now, granted, we're not quite the dumpster fire that they got going on in Tallahassee right now, but we've been there. 2018, we were there. We were 0-6, gentlemen. 0-6 in Frost's first 6 games till that Minnesota game.
Yeah.
So we have been there, but
I totally agree. And you
only
know what
because the rain delay.
I know.
But you know why I say that? I say, and with the totally agree. I hate to say it, but it comes off to me, unfortunately, like that's what people wanted.
Yeah.
When you ran out the 9-win guy twice, our fall-offs have been because we ran off the 9-win coaches. I think people understand it because what I hear is once I say something or someone says, "Oh, but Pelini wasn't recruiting as this." He would stop.
He still won 9 games.
He was there years, and we were winning 9+ games, and people respect us. Now we had some bad losses, okay, but it wasn't that 70 ball. Buddy had Texas Tech toss on us and Lubbock. Don't get me started on that.
No, I know.
Do not get
Callahan.
me started on that.
Callahan year.
But it's almost like this is what you asked for.
Yep.
What were you looking for in between that time? What were
Next
you
time I won
expecting to happen right in between that time?
That's what we wanted.
Instead of saying, you know what? We need to bring someone in here that's at least that. You get what I'm saying? Or better. We said, no, he didn't have the resources over at that school. But he's nice, though. I'm not dissing him, man. But it was like, and then we brought in the other coach, who I said, okay, he had a good year. But me personally, like, even though it was my teammate, I said, because you guys know I'll never talk bad about him. I was like, this is going to be too much for him. Yep. And where we're at right now, we need to get a big name in here that's established that when they hit this campus, these kids are going to fall in line ASAP. But sometimes some coaches come in and you command that. You know what I mean? They come in and you command that. I mean, because it's not like we're, how can I say it? We're not, damn, I hate to say this freaking school. We're not Colorado.
No.
You're not coming into a dumpster fire.
No.
Coaches who came in here weren't going into that.
No.
Yep.
You're not going into who else was just where you say, oh my God. Matt Rule isn't going into Temple. He didn't come into Baylor.
Oh, Baylor.
Do you get what I'm saying? He didn't come into schools with empty sheds.
Yeah.
You came into a school with the shed with some stuff in here.
Had some tools in there.
Top 50 recruiting classes.
It just needs to be fine-tuned.
Exactly.
Because Scott was getting 3- and 4-star guys.
Yep.
Coach Riley was getting 3- and 4-star guys.
Yeah.
It's just the fine-tuning of those 3- and 4-star guys. Like I say,
yes.
But it's like people,
you got to get the most out of them.
Yeah. Did you want that? And that's where I get, and you hear the former players where we get a little like, you crying about that. We said, no, don't do that. Have a plan if you're going to do that.
Look, in my opinion, Pelini shouldn't have even been here. He should have just kept Solich.
Yeah.
I mean,
we ran him off.
Keep Pelini as defensive coordinator.
We ran him
coached us in a national championship game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had to run up against, in my opinion, probably the second greatest college football team of all time. 01 Miami. They were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were great.
I mean, how many people did they have get drafted? Like 22 or something like that.
I think 3 in the first
get
round
drafted
alone.
For the love of God.
3 or 4 in the first
and then
round
go
alone.
on to have all pro careers. And it's like,
Instead of just saying, let's get more coaches in here and take some of the duties off Coach Solich. Let's get another OC in here, but we'll run this office, but we'll let them call it and start rearranging the coaching. But like I said, after the Pelini thing, I was just like, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? You know what I mean? And that's why I just went on there, right? Because I get so confused when I read the stuff like you guys, and when I see it and when I hear it, I'm like, well, damn. What do we want? But then when we're hard on them, someone like myself and other players are like, oh, you guys are supportive. What are you talking about? What do you get what I'm saying? Because we're critical of that. And that's why you said you guys saw the video I posted, right? You know you saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Well, all I'm going to say is
that's crazy.
Yeah. It's nice to have nice things again.
But we didn't have bad things. And that's
what you're right.
Off when people be like, oh, and we're sitting here like, before they got this new stuff, like, oh, them dudes is living their best life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody literally said on the sideline at the game, think about this. That gave our shit to the visiting team instead of the little stuff we had to go play in with the little singular toilets and prison style like Old South Stadium. I'm like, North Stadium. I'm like, exactly. And they're like, those dudes in luxury suites over there. They got the wood and all of that, walking down the old hall, and we had to. And I'm like, and they got new stuff, newer stuff. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. The pool thing with the double side.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
the rejuvenation pool, recovery pool, I think it's called.
What they got? Creatine in the water or something where it soaked your blood, and your skin.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you played, how many training tables were there for recovery and stuff?
In the training room?
Yeah.
Like that we were on, like training tables?
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, it was about 15.
For like recovery after a game and stuff.
For us to go in there, we had the whirlpool. We had training tables for us to get treatment. It was about 10 to 12.
Yeah. How many are there now?
Oh, way too many.
Yeah, I'm sure. I bet there's 60 of them at least.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, yeah.
So there's more student aides helping us. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Did you guys have private chefs when you play?
No, we had to.
No, of course not. Nebraska's spending what, like $8 million a year right now on private nutritions, private chefs.
It's like point. If we don't see the results, they gotta go.
Yep.
Can them all.
Hands down.
Stop walking around.
But I like where everything's going so far.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I say this, and a lot of us say this. We laugh, but once we said we're not the same. We're all Nebraska players, but we are not the same.
Yeah.
No.
At some point, when these guys love them to death, they get to talk Nebraska football. You're not a winner. Don't hold that conversation with me. They can take this how they want. Don't hold that conversation with me. Don't tell me what Nebraska football is because you don't know. You're not a winner. We after the Solich era, even though the other boys was 9-4, 10, whatever, we're not the same.
Yep.
We expected to be playing for national championships. You guys were hoping to win. We're not the same. We love you. Yep. Get it. It's big red or bust. We're brothers.
Yeah.
The love is there. But when you get to talking to Nebraska, it's not a cockiness. It's not arrogant. We're not the same. We're not the same. Devaney's boys can hold that conversation. Coach Solich's boys can hold that conversation. Coach Solich's boys can hold that conversation.
Yep.
After that, we're not the same. Expectations flip. It went from the Sugar Bowl, Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. Rose wasn't in play. Those were the pictures on our wall. That's what we were playing for. Not for the conference championship. Not to make the. You get what I'm saying? So it's we need that mindset back. They need to get here. And then once the performance start getting there, then we can have that conversation. Not just hopefully to win, not being in Indianapolis. We plan for championships. Even though it's a little bit of a longer road because of the new dynamic. But that's the mindset. Our mindset was that's where we're at. These are the people in the way. Let's handle them so we can get to where we need to get. Let's be down there a week, getting on each other's nerves. By the time the game come around, it's on. That's it. I love it. That's just me. It's just what a lot of us say amongst each other that you guys don't hear.
Yeah, well, of course.
That's because it's warranted.
Yeah, it's because we sit there and people say, "Oh, you guys live in the past." No, we're not living in the past. We're living in the right now, and we want the right now to live in the past as far as expectation.
Yes,
that's all that is. We want the right now to live in the past as far as expectation and what they want to accomplish, and that's why we're harder on them and harsher with our words. It's not for discouragement. It's for understand when we walk around with our chest, and I'm almost 50 years old, bro.
Jeez.
Think about that. I'm almost 50 years old.
That's crazy.
But when you see us walk around, if you guys were doing that sideline to see the, like, yeah, this is what it is. You got to remember, I was a puppy when on that squad. I was the red shirt freshman who had to play every team's top receiver every week. I was Stokes. I was Jordan. I was the kid Harris that was at Wyoming. I was Jamie German, A.C. Tellison, and Chris T. Jones.
Wow.
I was Westbrook, and somebody else played Karuk because they were small. The other big receivers. You get what I'm saying? So I was getting my blade sharpened by. I had T-Dub on one corner, 8, and I had 14 Barron on the other side. Then I had a young Book. Then I had E. Stokes. Then I had Mike Minter. Then I had Tony Beal. It was about your blades getting sharpened. You get what I mean? But our expectation was, little bro, we K-Moss. It was, hey, it's to win. But that's what they came in and was taught, hey, it's to win. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so that's why we see it and we say it. And I said what I said because we need to say we got the new facilities. No, it's okay. Hey, we've been saying we needed this to compete.
Yep.
Now we have this to compete. Let's flip that switch. Let's get them in here. Let's get them tuned. Let's get them ready. Let's get that mindset to where it's let's go get it, because that's was our mindset with nice stuff, but way less. Now we can have that with nice, and we were winning. Get what I'm saying? When you have the nice stuff, you weren't winning. Where are you at really? You get what I'm saying? And
absolutely,
that's where the frustration comes in. So we should be handing out ass whoopings.
It's like what Rule says. Rule says there's bad football, there's good football, and there's championship football.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he said right now we're playing good football. He said, well, we got to get the championship.
He went to Penn State.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, he's coached by a legend.
Ask him what Penn State expectations are.
Yeah, he understands tradition, expectation, what the fan
Joe Ball
base
wouldn't allow anything less.
Yeah.
Just like Osborne and Devaney.
Right.
And Saban and Spurrier and Bowden, Urban Meyer. I mean, there's a reason why they're greats. Now, do we have a great? That's what I want to know.
I think so.
I hope so.
We're about to find out.
He's got to stay long enough to fucking prove it, though.
Yes.
I think
that's the only big thing.
I think we have a guy, you guys know I'm Matt Rule, but I think we have a guy that if he can stay the course and don't get swayed and continue to build on what he's doing, him and his staff is doing now, we have a potential to get us back to a great program. Not saying he's going to win all these national titles, but to where we're contending year in and year out, which is the freaking expectations every year.
No more rebuilding, just reloading.
Please.
Plug and play. Nebraska used to be at a place where we can plug and play. And you can play right away, or this other guy had to wait a little bit. So he's playing, but you better be ready to step up. You know what I mean? My whole class played the next year. 2 out of my class played as freshmen. That was Grant and Octavius McFarland when they pulled him out of his red shirt. Mike Minter, when Mike Minter got hurt.
Yeah.
Texas Tech game. Believe it or not, we got one TV watching the game. We got the other TV playing Bill Walsh College football in 95. Mike Minter gets hurt. We're sitting there. Uh-oh, buddy. They're about to take you out of your red shirt. Nah, they're not going to do that, dog. Next week, we go to practice. Where's Tavy? Man, they did it. All right, let's go get it. But you know what I'm saying? But the next year, that's myself, that's Foreman, that's Sheldon Jackson. That's all of us. That's all of us. We're not Wilkes, Rucker. That's not us waiting 2-3 years. That's plug and play. Go get it.
And you were ready to go.
Yeah, and that should be their expectations.
That's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we need to get back to. And hopefully, from what I'm saying, these guys are getting there. Just get that dog in you. But understand, we're not the same until that mindset changes.
Hell yeah.
To that. That's your expectation.
Oh, I agree with that.
God damn it, Kenny. You got me wanting to run through a fucking brick wall right now. I love you for it, but god damn it, I need to go to bed at some point tonight. Now I'm going to be up all night watching 95 Husker fucking videos. Fucking say that's fuck awesome. Miami and Florida. And
hey, I need to find the video. Oh, God, I wish I knew. I really wish I knew guys who recorded us after the 94 Orange Bowl at the Sheraton Bar Harbor, because that's where we always stayed. And the supreme shit we were talking in front of the hotel. This is off the bus. And it's one of the news stations. I don't know if it's Florida, but it's one of the news stations. And I literally said, y'all think this is something. Y'all wait till the shit that's coming next year. I said it. In front of the stadium, going into the 95 team. I said, we're all young. Watch. I said that. And it's the 95
average margin of victory, 38 points, 0 sacks.
The 95 team. I said it in front of, I'll never forget, because it was buzzing. They were like, oh, you guys were like, hey, boom, it's me, JS, all of it. We're all talking. I said, y'all think that's some way to the shit. What? This is coming next year. They see nothing. I tell them.
Everyone's back.
I tell them.
If you can find that footage, Kenny, if you can somehow, some way find that shit, you got to send it to me. Somehow, some way.
I remember like it was yesterday. The
only way it's anywhere, it'd have to be on YouTube.
It's got to be
archived. It'd have to be somewhere. Well, the 94 game, that was in Miami, right?
Yep.
So that's why we were in front of the hotel
after the game. So, I mean, this shouldn't be that hard. You should just be able to look up just something from 94 in Miami on YouTube, and you might get lucky.
I might give that a try.
The 94 year, I can't remember if that was the year that we played Kansas State and they had whatever his name at quarterback. Chad May. Yeah.
That was an interception.
I was there at that game at Kansas State.
Oh, in Manhattan.
I stayed in the same hotel as the Huskers. I tell the story a lot. My dad sold trucks to Charlie McBride. And Charlie McBride was in our hotel room that night, hanging out, drinking with my dad, enjoying himself and everything. But I was on the local news.
Wow.
Me and my little brother. And they asked me, who's going to win? And I said, the Huskers, because we're just better.
Yeah.
Duh.
That was
just plain and simple. And
that's when he tried to call the guys dirty. May tried to call them dirty. They were doing stuff to me under that pound. They were out there banging him up. I think that's Lawrence. Did he have the messed up hand that game?
Lawrence Phillips.
I can't remember.
I think his hand was broken.
That was the day before the game, and I went scrolling through YouTube, and I found that news.
Wow.
I found that on YouTube.
That's crazy.
So, and I'm
be able to find that.
10, 11 years old. So.
If I can find that, Kenny, I'm going to surprise your ass with it being just a surprise clip on here one of these times.
Yeah, I got the big red finger.
Oh God, the old foam finger.
Yeah, at Kansas State. It's like, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want. Nobody's gonna see me back at home. I used to have
one of them damn things.
I still have one. I bought my son it for his first game.
Oh my God, I need to get another one.
I don't have a corn head. I do want the new runs ahead though.
Dude, those runs aheads are sick. I ain't gonna lie. I'm digging the runs aheads at the games now.
Oh, God.
Right. Here we are. We're already over the hour. Let's go ahead and get into the last part. Like I said, I didn't pull up any Husker Twitter for this game. I think we're just happy to get out of non-conference play 3-0, get ready to start conference play. I'm sure there'll be plenty for me to pull next week for the Illinois game. So we'll go ahead and move on to the last segment here. And of course, that's the Field Generals of the Week. You can see it right there. I had to go on defense with John Bullock. He, to me, was everywhere. He was flying around, and not to mention the pass breakup he had that I think it was being thrown out to the flat. He doesn't break that up. That's a big-ass play because there was nobody there. The defender had already been blocked down. There was nobody out there to get him, and Bullock made a hell of a play. So kudos to you, Bullock. You're our defensive field general of the week, and as far as offensive goes, second time this season already, I'm going with Dylan Raiola. I mean, his stats were good. He was, once again, efficient. He managed the game. He had the one interception, but it was a 50-50 ball, which in my opinion was either 60-30 or 60-40 or 70-30. So in favor of our receiver. So he had himself a hell of a game again, throwing for almost 250 yards, throwing for 247. So there you go, everybody. John Bullock on defense, Dylan Raiola on offense. Those are going to be our field generals of the week. So we'll go ahead and get ready to start shutting her down. We get a recap Illinois this next week. We'll record on a Saturday that we discussed already. Matt and I will be at, I believe it's called Crush Pizza and Ale House here in Fremont, Nebraska.
Let's get it.
So, we'll be
fun.
there.
It's a good place.
Yep, we'll be there Saturday afternoon, roughly around 3 o'clock to record and recap the Illinois game from the night before on a Friday night, which will be the 400th consecutive sellout. I will be there with my buddy Chris and his wife. I cannot wait. I get to see the light show, another night game. This will be the first time I get to see the light show in person. See that in between third and fourth quarter show in itself is just, whoo, I can't wait.
No drones last night. No drones last night at the game, though. There was like a frequency problem or something, and they had to just cancel it.
Damn.
Boo, Bahamba.
Yeah. The light show's still cool, though.
The light show. I might get out there and start dancing like I'm the Zohan, like I'm Scrappy Coco.
Scrappy Coco.
Yeah, Zohan, baby.
Oh, God.
Classic.
Yeah,
movie.
So, if you guys, anybody that, listens or watches, knows where Fremont, Nebraska is, if you want to check out Crush Pizza and Ale House here in Fremont, Nebraska, and maybe come hang out, watch us record on Saturday afternoon at around 3 o'clock.
Watch some football.
Be there. Watch some college football going on. The Husker game was the night before, so you got nothing to really worry about. It'll be fun. Fun. I think it'll be a good time. Buddy of mine, me and you, Matt, that we went to school with, owns it. So talk to him. Yeah, we'll be there. And it sounds like we might, haven't confirmed it yet, but hopefully have former offensive lineman Dan Waldrop on with us to help recap the Illinois game as well. And a little bonus standalone deal that somehow got lucky enough to land. It'll drop on Friday, but Thursday afternoon, I will be having about a 15 or 20 minute conversation with Adam Carricker on here.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm not sure if Adam will be able to do video, but he'll be able to do audio. We'll have it on here on StreamYard as usual. So he'll have his little avatar icon, whatever. But it'll just be him letting us know how he thinks of the season so far, as far as players, coaches. As he says, he's the people's show. Always keeps his fingers on the pulse of Husker Nation. So I want to ask him how he feels about Husker Nation right now in itself. So we'll have a little interesting, maybe 15 to 20 minute segment for you that'll drop Friday. That'll be me having just a little conversation with Adam Carricker. The people's, this is our people's champ. Sorry, Rock, but this is our people's champ, dude. He's got the people's show. He's our people's champ. So, sorry. He's about as big as you too, Rock. Sorry. I said about. Not quite, but he's about. Well, Adam doesn't he doesn't put quite the things in his body that The Rock might.
No, The Rock's got like 80 pounds on Adam, at least.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say The Rock has a little bit of help with his build. I'm just gonna say, okay.
Yeah, help.
Still love it. Look, still love the guy. Still love the guy. But there's definitely some help there. So yeah, be sure to check that out. That should be dropping Friday. And even though we will be recording Saturday, the recap for Illinois will still drop on Monday because our producer, our editors, they are not in office on Sundays, and they shouldn't be. Enjoy your damn weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And they do a great job already. Our producer, Brock, I had to text him, tell him amazing job editing this last episode, the way he threw in the highlights and clips and everything. He was spot on with what we were talking about. It was great. So awesome. I love everybody over at Hurrdat so far. They've been great to us. And then, like I said, go check out the merch, everybody. You definitely got to check it out. Hurrdatsports.com. Like I said, not the only colors there. So don't freak out when you see that. There's plenty other colors. God, they just look nice. Can't help it. Hurrdatsports.com. Check it out. And I've always said, like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Helps us out. As of this recording, we're 299 subscribers on YouTube. One more for 300. One more for 300. Not long ago, we were asking you guys just to get us to that 200 mark. Like maybe a month ago. Look at us. One away from 300. We weren't even asking for that. And you guys are helping out like no other. Husker Nation cannot ask for more. You guys always show up. You show out. I say that all the time. I know. Sometimes
I was advertising for us last night.
That's all we ask for.
Yeah, I wore the Husker Army shirt, and that had quite a few people ask me about it.
Hell yes. That's what I'm talking about.
I had a couple people take pictures so they could remember it, too.
Yes.
Of the logo.
We need to get one with a barcode on it, with our barcode to our to the webpage. One of the QR codes.
Oh,
yeah, QR code.
That'd be smart too. Hey, Brock, I hope you're watching this at this point.
Well,
is that something y'all could create for us over at Hurrdat? We could throw it up on the screen when we bring up the merch.
Yeah, and say you have
and hoodies.
A shirt you just walking with the barcode, and somebody scan it. Oh, what's
God,
that?
that'd be great too.
Yeah.
Boom.
And hoodies. I want a hoodie.
That is something we're gonna explore, Matt. That I don't know why I didn't think. I think it was because I don't.
Because it was summer.
Well, I don't know if hoodies was one of the choice, but sweatshirts were. But I'll have to ask about hoodies. I'll have to ask about hoodies because I wouldn't mind a hoodie myself, like a red one with the logo on the front, dude, just the big logo.
That or just HAP.
I love the HAP.
Stitched right on the front.
Like people got to be wondering, like, what's the hap? You know, I'll tell you what the hap is, man. I'll tell you exactly what the hap is. This is the hap, dude. All right. Yep. Stupid little joke from back in the day. I love it. Nobody ever says what's the hap anymore.
No.
That's just our generation, a Kenny's generation type thing, I think. So that's all right. Screw it. All right. So we'll go ahead and shut her down now. We've told you where to find the merch. We've talked about the game. We've told you where we're going to be for the next recording to recap Illinois. Told you about the little special segment we'll have dropping Friday with Adam Carricker. Throw the bones. God, I love that guy. I can't wait. That'll be fun. So you see that right there. You will find Kenny on Twitter and Instagram, HuskerNoop1911. You will find Matt on Twitter, Herbie_Husker15. No, he is not the real official mascot of Nebraska.
No, but I would
be. I can guarantee the actual official Nebraska mascot, Herbie Husker, would endorse Herbie Husker 15. I can guarantee it. He would definitely endorse all tweets and all thoughts, I suppose. All thoughts and comments made by our recruiting guru there. That's for sure. And then, you know where to find us. Twitter, Instagram, right there, at Husker Army Pod. I'm the one that goes ahead and runs that for us. And then YouTube, pretty simple to find. Very simple to find. Just Google Husker Army Podcast. One of the first things to pop up is YouTube. Go there, like, subscribe, Leave us some comments. We'll get right back to you as soon as possible. Usually it's pretty quick within the day. So, audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, plenty more. Whatever Amazon's is, things like that. Audio-only platforms were very simple to find. And again, add us, subscribe to us on the audio platforms. Leave us comments on it as well. Especially Apple Podcasts. I check that quite a bit, at least every few days or at least once a week, period, just to make sure that we're not missing anything. So, at this point, we've told you where to find Matt. You know where to find Kenny. You know where to find the podcast accounts. You know where to find us on YouTube. Audios only. We've given you the Field Generals of the Week. Husker Twitter didn't deserve the publicity this week. That's for damn sure. You know where to find our merch. We gave you our thoughts, our concerns, our happiness on the win over UNI, 34-3. So I guess up until this next Monday when it drops, Husker Army, you know exactly what the hell to do. At ease, you are all dismissed.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.